My king was born king. The Bible says he's a seven-way king. He's a king of the Jews. That's a racial king. He's a king of Israel. That's a national king. He's a king of righteousness. He's a king of the ages. He's a king of heaven. He's a king of glory. He's a king of kings, and he is the Lord of lords. Now that's my king. Well, I wonder if you know him. Do you know him? Don't try to mislead me. Do you know my king? David said the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. My king is the only one whom there's no means of measure can define his limitless love. No far-seeing telescope can bring into visibility the coastline of his shoulder supply. No barriers can hinder him from pouring out his blessing. Well, he's enduringly strong. He's entirely sincere. He's eternally steadfast. He's immortally graceful. He's imperially powerful. And he's impartially merciful. That's my king. He's God's son. He's a sinner's savior. He's the centerpiece of civilization. He stands alone in himself. He's august. He's unique. He's unparalleled. He's unprecedented. He's supreme. He's preeminent. Well, he's the loftiest idea in literature. He's the highest personality in philosophy. He's the supreme problem in high criticism. He's a fundamental doctrine of true theology. He's the cardinal necessity of spiritual religion. And that's my king. He's the miracle of the age. He's the superlative of everything good that you choose to call him. Well, he's the only one able to supply all of our needs simultaneously. He supplies strength for the weak. He's available for the tempted and the tried. He sympathizes and he saves. He's star of God and he guides. He heals the sick. He cleanses the lepers. He forgives sinners. He discharges debtors. He delivers the captives. He defends the feeble. He blesses the young. He serves the unfortunate. He regards the aged. He rewards the diligent. And he beautifies the meek. Do you know him? Well, my king is a key of knowledge. He's a wellspring of wisdom. He's a doorway of deliverance. He's a pathway of peace. He's a roadway of righteousness. He's a highway of holiness. He's a gateway of glory. He's the master of the mighty. He's the captain of the conquerors. He's the head of the heroes. He's the leader of the legislators. He's the overseer of the overcomers. He's the governor of governors. He's the prince of princes. He's the king of kings. And he's the Lord of lords. That's my king. Yeah. That's my king. My king. Yeah. His office is manifold. His promise is sure. His light is matchless. His goodness is limitless. His mercy is everlasting. His love never changes. His word is enough. His grace is sufficient. His reign is righteous. His yoke is easy and his burden is light. Well, I wish I could describe him to you, but he's indescribable. He's indescribable. Yes. He's incomprehensible. He's invincible. He's irresistible. I'm trying to tell you, the heavens of heavens cannot contain him, let alone a man explaining him. You can't get him out of your mouth. You can't get him off of your hand. You can't outlive him, and you can't live without him. Well, Pharisees couldn't stand him, but they found out they couldn't stop him. Pilate couldn't find any fault in him. The witnesses couldn't get their testimonies to agree. Herod couldn't kill him.
Yes.
Death couldn't handle him, and the grave couldn't hold him. That's my king. Yeah! He always has been, and he always will be. I'm talking about he had no predecessor, and he'll have no successor. There was nobody before him, and there'll be nobody after him. You can't impeach him, and he's not going to resign. That's right. That's right. Time is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory.
Check it.
All the power belongs to my king.
That's right.
We around here talking about black power and white power and green power. But it's God's power. Thine is the power. And the glory. We trying to get prestige and honor and glory for ourselves, but the glory is all his. Yes, thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever and ever and ever. How long is that? And ever and ever and ever and ever. And when you get through with all of the forever, then amen.
Then amen. Press right. Then when you get done with all the forevers, then amen. Hit the like button. Oh, my nigga Nip. Right after that. That's my nigga. I told you. They ate us. American cannibals. See, I'm prolific. So gifted. I'm the type that's gonna go get it. No kidding. Break it down and swish in front of your buildings.
Sitting on the steps,
feeling no feelings.
Last night it was a cold killing.
You gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga. I'm front line every time it's on, nigga.
100 pro flow.
Yes.
Running shoot pro.
Yes.
458 drop.
Yes.
Playing bulletproof soul.
Look, every few shows we just caught some new gold. My circle got smaller, everybody can't go.
Downtown Diamond District, jewelers like yo.
Yes.
Hustle, holla at me, I got Cubans on the low.
I will fly to Cancun, smoking Cubans on the boat. And dock that Tulum just to smoke. Love.
Listening to music at the Mayan ruins.
True devotion on the bluest ocean. Cruising. My cultural influence, even revolution. I'm in this game vertically, you niggas gluing. They tell me don't dumb it down, I might confuse it. This ain't that real to rap you motherfuckers used to. Talk cool. Yeah, see, I'm a urban legend. From South Central in a certain section. Can't express how I curve detectives. Guesses, evidence of what divine presses.
Blessings, held me down at times I seem reckless. Effort,
gotta eat for effort.
Stress me. Dropped him off in the Mojave Desert.
It left me. Ain't no answers to these trick questions. Money making nil. Straighten out my jewelry on my bitch dresser.
Well known.
Flick up in jail pole.
Snatch a champagne bottle from Rico's till T-show.
Yes. Whatever, nigga. Playing chess, not checkers. Nigga, 38 special for you clever niggas. 0.
You ain't living down by the street code. Been through all these motions.
Up and down like a seesaw.
I can never view you as my equal.
The fuck I wanna hear these CD for? That's some G shit. Yes.
Yeah. Look,
I'm about to take it there. This time around, I'ma make it clear. Spoke some things into the universe and they appear. I say it's worth it, I won't say it's fair. Find your purpose, or you wasting air. Fucking throw these niggas scared. Eyes open, I can see it clear. They don't make them bar none, they don't
make them real.
They don't
make it where I'm from.
They don't take it here.
They ain't seeing due time, I be making meals.
Yes.
Bossed up in this game,
I be making deals. Put your lawyer on the phone, I'ma make it real. I got checks and balance, I flex dramatic. Another 50 on my neck, just my reckless habit.
Ain't no on my rap,
disrespect it.
Savage. I make one phone call and the rest get handled.
Yes.
It's just
another fresh step with candles.
No message from the set.
We accepted the challenge. Press, boy. How could you hate that? Hating ass niggas. How could you hate on that? That's inspiration right there. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes. Mm-mm. They don't make it where I'm from. They don't take it here. It's facts. Nah, they don't make it where we from. They don't take it there. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. If you don't, I don't give a damn. We talking today about American cannibals this morning. And it's a lot of people that be waiting on Kev. Who was that said something real early? Waiting on Kev Masterpiece. Make sure you signed up. Make sure you signed up because I've been doing a lot of research. And while I've been off, taking my time, recalling my energy, it's a recall, not a recall. Give me my shit. Give me mine back. Press one. I've been like, we find ourselves back in the Black Holocaust. Yeah. And we can go through all the sciences, all the cinema, all of the myths, the ghouls and the goblins, the Greeks and the Egyptians, wherever you want to go. But you can't get there and figure out no history until you deal with the Black Holocaust. American cannibals. Press one. Now, if you're not a part of that project and what's going on here at KevRow University, uh, God bless you. In all your endeavors, we here to teach the people, you know, something new, refreshing, something honest, from the heart, not like propped up gimmick, trying to be more. No, we talking about American cannibalism. You feel me? We talking about the American bond and bonfires that led to the million and millions of different things, products, material that was made out of my people. I don't know about your people. I don't know if you connected. You mean you saying you is. You is, or is you ain't my baby. Press one. But I'm not here to lip wrestle with no student. You want to play? You want to be a statistic over here at KevRow University? This is not YouTube Street. This is not the urban news and sit down and have a blast show. No, in order to be here, you got to elevate it. You got to be elevated here. You see, I am God born pure. When you going to prove it? See, right now, I got to understand what you mean by that. Come prove that you are God born pure. 424-209. Somebody give them the number right now. Hit that like button. I like that. I am God born pure. Prove it. Show me. Show me, sir. Show me. Because you about to get your eviction notice right away. Just because I don't like your name. You know how it is. So you got to prove that. You got to prove it. Because I don't see you. I don't hear you. I just see a name in capital letters, your piece. So you want to be seen in the metaverse as what? I am God born pure. Well, show us, Mr. I am God born pure. Okay, 5 minutes, then you on timeout. You on timeout until give him a 10-minute timeout. And if he ain't called in within 5, block him. Hit the like button. We don't do 5 minutes. Well, I'm gonna be gone in 5 minutes. Hit the like button. Disqualified. Just get him out of here. You know what? Just get him out of here. What God says 5 minutes to a challenge? Press 1. What God says 5 minutes? Were you at work? Which Nigga, because I wake up early. What you doing? Hit the like button. What you doing? We all up early. What you doing? I'm on the West. And we wake up 3 hours later than everybody on Earth. So if I'm woke, nigga, where you at? Press 1. I'm ready right now. 5 minutes. Nigga, you think this is at your discretion? Look it up in the 1820. You think this is at your discretion, buddy? No, sir. I wish I had time to play with you this morning. Unfortunately, I got a job, a real job. Press what? Hit that like. I got a real job. Shout out to Arika Slum. Full-time concrete. So catch a live is rare. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Arca. I know you at work somewhere on Earth, and it's real hard to catch KevRow University. And here you are, first thing in the morning. Jason Harris, shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy. When I tell you it feels good to get a coffee from somebody, I drink 2, 3, 4 of them, or maybe 2 large ones. You know what I'm saying? So to get the 50% discount on one of them, 2 of them, press what? You got to shout out Jason, and everybody out there should, when you see Jason in the chat room, not Jason Wells, Jason Harris, say what's up. He a real true soldier, been supporting the vision, the dream for years. For years. And that's what I do it for. I wake up in the morning and say, man, people love my content, people love the class, and we're not going to let y'all just play around. That's just not what it is. You know why? Because the students are rebelling. That's why. Arca in the chat room. Shout out to you. Say what's up to Arca. Bungalows in the building. And you can't make your name Bungalow. Whoever got a name like Bungalow, whoever that was in my chat room, you might as well get up out of here, because you got to go through you got to go through the process of being in the bungalow. That's fact. The bungalows is, nevertheless, they're at the U. Let me just tell you all this. Nevertheless, you guys, the bungalows is still on campus. They still in class. They may be fooling around throwing paper airplanes, but they're in class, bro. So don't pretend you in the bungalow. Be a bungalow. Now, as we proceed, I know y'all looking at this screen, and I've been, I like to lighten y'all heart and my heart with a little, because this is tragic. What are we looking at here? American soldier with bonfires and bonfires and bonfires. Press 1, and you know what they said? These is the Jews. I said, show you right. Press 1, because now that I'm rowing this ship like motherfucking Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean, I now see, this is the Jew. As a matter of fact, these is the Jews. Now, why would the Jew have the same face as our people that's on that movie Get Out when they was wearing that mask? Press 1. Boy, them Jews got big old lips over here, right here at the edge. Boy, these Jews right here got big old Olmec lip. Press 1. Boy, it look like, bruh, now that I got the Gills goggles on correctly, I now be able to see. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hit the like button. No, don't run. Don't run. Today is a great day. Before you learn any science, you better learn the truth about what everybody's taking part in, the Holocaust in America. You can try to blame Hitler. You can try to blame Stalin. But this Eurasian Nazi court is what I coined it. This Eurasian
Nazi communistic corporations went town to town, city to city, destroying, burning. And look, if you see, the railroad is over them. You see that? I mean, whatever that is, they stacked these people up. Now, who they did like this in history that we all know happened? Who they do like this in real life? African American. People you call African American. Sovereigns. Sovereigns. Black folk. Your forefathers went down like this. They wasn't thrown over no ship or all of these nonsense things. They were rounded up, slaughtered in camps all across America and burnt alive. Now, I know it's going to be hard for y'all to admit this and come to, and not only did they burn people alive like barbecue, guess what they did? Guess what they did? They ate them. They ate them. They took the skin crisp right off the bodies. Hit the like button and subscribe. Turn around, go home. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This is going to be a tough year at KevRow University. You going to be mad. Not MADD, like mad cow's disease. You going to be mad in your spirit. Because this is the truth. Now, here I was thinking Margaret Sanger and them was around in the 1900, in 1903, 1911. Press 1 if you believe the same thing like Kev Gills. It's okay to be wrong. Sometimes our ham kick in and we lose sense of time. That's why you need people around to keep you on track with time. You see? That's why. Sometimes you ham project is strong. You just become navigating through it, holographic, associative memory. See? No. Turns out, no. The Negro Project, the extermination project of sterilizing, getting rid of them. Oh, no. That was in the 1940s. 35, 48, Hitler and them. Oh, bro. Oh, my goodness. And I'm thinking like, way back then. And then, we'll get to that later. Let's talk about Margaret Sanger for a second. Let's get off the barbecue, even though it's sitting on the screen. They figuring out what they're going to do. Press 1. Let's pay attention to the extremist Margaret Sanger and listen to a short audio of what we found on Instagram. Pay attention to this, you guys.
They misunderstand about abortion and Margaret Sanger and racism.
Well, Margaret Sanger launched the Negro Project in 1939. It was an initiative of Planned Parenthood, and the opening proposal said, okay, this is her words, said, the massive Negroes, particularly in the South, are still breeding carelessly and disastrously, with the result that the increase among Negroes, even more than among whites, is from that portion of the population least in numbers. Today, black women of childbearing age are about 4% of American population, but they obtain almost 40% of the nation's abortions, fulfilling Margaret Sanger's dreams. They're trying to eradicate you and kill you in the name of racism and eugenics, but they call it health care. Understand that Planned Parenthood is not an abortion organization. Purely. They are the largest abortion provider in the world, but that's not all they are. Today, as of this recording, brother and people listening, Planned Parenthood is the second largest provider of puberty blockers and crime.
Black Americans don't understand.
Oh my goodness. So everything about science and the legalities of it is insane. It's mad. Extermination processes. Extermination processes. Did you hear me? Extermination processes. This is the real champ. This is for the less desirables on paperwork. This is you. The Negro Project didn't happen in Nazi Germany. It happened in America. The enslavement, the encampment at vagrant camps, when these people came over here, didn't happen in 1703. They go, it should happen in the 1900s. Right here. With their presidents that y'all see running around. This is provable fact. It's provable. Now they can stand around, like you can sit around in this class, like these big old dumbos in history who think that I'm falling for this in the future. Like they really care about those Negroes and those Jews laying right there in that ground. No, they don't give a damn. Because these are the same ones that's about to go home to their towns and overthrow them anyway. These people is no different from Tulsa, from all of the great massacres that went on in America in the early 1900s. Huh? Ain't no way out of that, buddy. Ain't no way out of that. On Instagram. And watching my algorithm just pump information. Watching the Negro Project.
In recent weeks.
Extermination process on YouTube. Now listen to this.
We've told you about controversial billboards advertising meetings to discuss a plan set in motion 74 years ago to control the population of unwanted citizens, including African Americans.
Not including, only. Only.
Kohlberg went to one of the meetings in the East End tonight. Here's his report and commentary.
There can be little question that the Negro Project, started in 1939 by Margaret Sanger, changed the complexion of America.
The Negro Project, as it has been labeled, was a strategic effort of socioeconomic cleansing. Some have labeled it scientific racism. The attempt to
Told you. What is it? Scientific racism. Told you. Let's keep going.
About minority pockets of people.
Despite the controversy stirred up by the Negro Project billboards, tonight's seminar at Mount Olivet Church about the push to slow reproduction of, quote, unfit members of society saw the pews only.
So what? You're not ready to fight. You're in the wrong classroom. You're in the wrong classroom. Oh, yeah. You're in the wrong class, buddy.
About half full.
I think the ultimate goal was to slow down and to retard the growth of blacks, the population of blacks in America.
Margaret Sanger, the godmother of Planned Parenthood, was the fearless voice for birth control, a woman who thought charity weakened society. She was an early champion of gay rights, of women's rights, of abstinence and chastity. She believed...
Nigga, she's Elon Musk at the time. She's these people.
Diseases, mental illness, and poverty could be eased by negative eugenics, trying to keep those inferiors from reproducing.
Early on when it was...
Did you hear that? Okay, then.
Illegal, of course, for abortion, then the emphasis was to push strongly, contraception. But then beyond that, the push began to be sterilization.
It's a tough chapter of history where social engineers here and in Nazi Germany were joined by the science of eugenics.
Here in Nazi Germany became one through the science of the death of Adam. Oh. What? Let's listen to it again.
The push began to be sterilization.
It's a tough chapter of history where social engineers here and in Nazi Germany were joined by the science of eugenics. In essence, selectively breeding humans like we do farm animals and pets to get rid of the traits we don't want and promote the ones we do.
Certainly within...
That wasn't reproducing you. That was them over-reproducing. But they really wasn't over-reproducing, remember? All those babies came from where? They were re-entering society here, over-reproducing. Remember, they left Europe and came here after all that. We got them on the boats. They was handing out babies and families and cars and houses, just like today with Ukraine. See, but this is the Chronos visor, where the things of the, but this is the new one. Of the past is really, this is the same effect. So the things we seeing now is of chronovisor, like your vision is of holographic zoom zooms and wham whams if you in class. But let's continue on.
Black community, I mean, it's easy to look at census data and know that we are no longer the largest minority group in this country. And people could argue that that's an issue of immigration, but I think part of that is that there are, easily 17, million that are not here, and if those had children, how many more people would there be?
This tough history has a modern message in the politics of abortion and reproductive rights. Margaret Sanger is a fascinating character in American history. She was very much against abortion and did a lot to promote health in the black community. Both her and her Negro Project are a little too complicated.
Now, did you see that? That was Margaret Sanger.
To boil down.
With the Russian Guard. Huh? I said that. Did you see the picture I just put up? Listen, who you think did this? The same people who barbecued them. Who do you think did this? What was going on at the time? Those aren't slaves. Those are workers. Look at their pants, jeans, boot. What is going on in America? Why are y'all trying to make it only like black folk when they're and white folk when there's all type of nigga? These the same ones who was in army gear. Where is the action? There was no repercussion, no reparation, no recertification, no revisiting this in their history to say, wait a minute, how many of these people and what are their names? Okay, before we get to y'all little slavery thing, what are their names? All across America who lost things, who had all of that money in the Freeman banks, which jump-started the United States Federal Reserve, foreign bankers. Where are these people at? And what happened to their finances? And when you took them underground, where did they go? What did you do to them? They get tough. Now you can't sit and play in class. I'm leaving no opportunity. Because first of all, you got to be serious to even be here. Yeah. What happened to all the burnt up black people that was thrown in the pits and burned up? Where are the people from the Underground Railroad, Liberty Bonds trains? Where are those people at? No. Not that little weak ass story about an Underground Railroad. I'm talking about the real Underground Railroad, where everybody was forced out of their homes to go get on those trains. Where all those black people go? It's like the history you got to believe is racist. Everything is like some racist approach to your history. No, nigga, I'm looking for it. Because these are the same people I'm saying are a part of the African American genocide. So, yes, the Negro Project, for those of you who are in class, put that in the tab. Boom! The Negro Project is a foreign extermination program on how to rob and destroy these people. It wasn't really no Negro problem. The problem was we got to get rid of these Negroes. And we need to come up with a way to convince people that we need to get rid of these Negroes. It's too many. They're incapable of, the propaganda. It's the same propaganda of today. You in the same camp. So, the first process of the extermination was the train. But for those who survive and make it out the war, sterilization. So you still die out within a few generations, keeping your population. This is an all-out genetic war by way of science. Could join. What? Who? Why? Because they the same people. Who? Russians. You damn right I deserve every damn thing. Russians. KevRow. Russians disguised as porters is a militia waiting for the opportunity to start a war with you. Let's get back to it. To start a war. At least write that down in paperwork. There is no more war though. Because these military weapons, fool. We got trains that motherfucking got guns on the top of them. Run right up in your town and slaughter everything. Put all your bodies on the train. Why? What you gonna do anyway? Because it's a conjoined war. These people had no idea what hit them. None. They thinking, well, here we go again. Business as usual. Economy and all of these great things happening. But foreigners, all of them, foreigners, took over towns all over America. Where y'all at in the chat room? And what they do with their bodies? How did they get here? Well, into the world fairs. How did they steal the technologies? Well, into the world fair. Press 1. How did they get you up out of here, nigga? And where are people at? Press 1. Talking about the Jews wear a star badge. That's the police badge. Press 1. Who took you? And they really Bolshevik. And they the ones who did this. Press 1. You see this on the screen? You can't get rid of it. You don't go back nowhere. You're not from no Africa? This was an all-out slaughtering. And the leaders and stuff disguised as presidentes. Nigga. El Presidentes. These gonna be the who gonna keep the authority over you. All of America is Russian, communist, all the lobbyists, all of them. They all push the same ideology. There's no like This is how they played you. Look, they are buddies, man. They're all buddies, bro. These are the same people who are in these pictures before. All of them. Huh? You got to be able to go back in history and reorganize the way you see history here at the Row. How did Stalin of the Coca-Cola Corporation, outfit and all, become a genocidal, homicidal beast? Where those people at? Because the Russians' revolution is a carbon copy of, now watch the word, carbon copy of what was going on in America at the time, Rado. You feel me? When we go back in history and study with no distraction, you're going to begin to realize, I told them, study the revolution, Russian Revolution, and study the overthrow in the time frame I'm giving you, and watch what you come up with. So you got to study what Stalin and them was doing, because it was going on here in America. What Pac say? We study like world leaders, bruh. Like Stalin. How to take over a whole government and press one. So that's what we witnessed. Nah. That's what we witnessed. Our genocide is disguised as civil matters, natural disaster, and a fire just came through like in the early 1900s and just destroy everything. Damn. People living in day. Oh, it's an apocalypse. Oh, no, it's not called the apocalypse, is judgment. It's a trip how everybody's saying this is the it. Everybody like, this is judgment. This is the Armageddon. You know what that mean? That mean the God of the Bible is the King of Kings. The one that is written is all the way back in Genesis. Yes, sir. That's what that means. That mean, damn, that mean y'all agree with me. I just said the kingdom of the Lord is at hand. Yes, I did. I put up the photos, remember? I just said that. I just hope y'all listening out there. I tried to tell them. See, they worried about, oh, I'm finna anticipate. No. We already did this. Scientists, they all are conjoined by science. The extermination program. Like the little girl said on The Man in the High Castle. Bruh, y'all put them on trains? And then we gassed them. The Negroes. Y'all did this shit. Yeah. This is the religion, as I've proven, of science. See, they can see through life through Chronos vision. See, backwards, though. You know. You know. He's trying to pull the road. You know. Just get on the ship. Way back then, they see the future and emulate. By the word of God, it's already written. It's already written. So they trying to, you ain't got no machine that see nothing. The word of God is written. This how this gonna play out. I am going to counter that with the religion of science. Extermination. Kill all of your children. Extermination. Oh, Hitler. Margaret Sanger, Stalin, Roosevelt, doesn't matter. Your people, didn't matter how many gangs took part in it. Your people are the victim. These motherfuckers over there arguing, well, it wasn't us. It was the Russian. What's your great-grandfather? It was Russian. Well, go stand over there. Why you blaming them? Now go stand over there, fool. You doing that? Go right there. Well, I'm from Switzerland. Get your dumb ass over there, too. All of you. Well, I'm from... Get your goofy... Take these shoes with you. Dumbass shoes. But they're all committed to this thing. I was sitting there wondering, so the Nazis is this one and the now. Yeah. But they all are American. Yet they're all Catholic. Which will make them sort of Italian, but not fully Italian. Press one. Which is pure Nazi. See? It works. As long as we can keep them acting like monkeys and keep them trained. We're going to keep them trained, and they will never get the trust of God. There'll be no Negro ever. Hell, the motherfucking belt is made out of Negroes too. You know how I know? I saw, man, y'all ain't doing your homework. That's all. You're not doing your homework. You know how I know? Just know that I know. Like Nip say. If you're scared, go to the mental asylum. You shouldn't be scared. You already dead.
You didn't know they ate Nat Turner. You didn't know they kicked the heads off of babies. You didn't know that they ate us in general. You didn't know that they used your teeth as goddamn their teeth. You didn't know that they used your skin to make leather shoes, leather in general. You didn't know that they put your hair in the furniture to stuff it. You don't know who you're messing with. You don't know who you are also in the world trying to integrate with.
Yes.
But it's not your fault. The information was definitely erased, policed. You weren't allowed to know it. And now you don't know. So what are you going to teach your kids? Nothing. So what are they going to do? Go into a world also
Facts.
Not knowing even less than you. Buy these books, pass them down. So your generation, your lineage can understand and know who they're going out into the world.
Wow. Hit the like button and subscribe. See? I've realized they just the way it is, man. See? Y'all people gotta wake up. How did this happen? How did all of these nations take part in the Black Holocaust? By way of incorporation, you were broken down into many minerals. You are a bought and sold commodity, alive and dead. We're gonna make some nice leather boots out of you, boy. And we laughing and giggling, worried about all this other wild stuff. without worrying about the important matters first. And the important matters is, you see that hand they raising to the Supreme Court, you should be thinking. Straight to it. Everyone is guilty of the genocide of Afro-Americans here in the Americas. That's just one thing. Everyone is taking part in the genocide. What you got to do is charge the federal government with participating in the Black Holocaust. Hell, speaking of Harvard, Skull and Bones, big secret, skull, bones, you, biodegradable. You know, the science of selling you, which is, again, against their own laws, not just laws of nature and the laws of the universe, which is why God himself. That's why it's written. That's why it's written. Not that the Jews, they're just reenacting scripture. Why they've been, I'm going to go to war here. They're already planning to go to war there. War. To distract you from. They still at war with one another, and we, you feel me? They giving illegal immigrants 10, 15,000 in food stamps. Our people out here wilding, bro. Forget food stamps, but I'm saying they giving the Ukrainians 100,000, 200,000. Our people out here doing bad, bro. Bad, champ. And this is all of ours. See, their system is set up in this continuous loop to do this. To keep you nothing but a commodity. See, because you on the stock market. You don't even know how. Depends on how many minerals you break down to. That's deep. That's deep, bro. What? How many minerals and components can we break your ass down into? Nigga, can we make a soda pop out of you, nigga? Can we make leather boot? Leather. Can we make fur? Can we make motherfucking sunblock? Did you say they skin do what? Yeah. Didn't you say? Prove it. Their skin does what? Blocks the sun because they feed off. Well, nigga, do it. Do what? Nigga, with his kids, do it. He with his mama, do it. All this money making, nigga, do it. Every day of the week, they were around that bitch spinning. Any day of the week, nigga, we wind up coming missing. Y'all niggas better stay on point. Y'all better not be out here slipping. Yeah. Stand on business. Shots fired. He paralyzed. They can't believe it. Trouble, 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 trouble. You in trouble. Now check this out. Breakdown. Breakdown. Watch this double combination right here. Finna give me 34,000 hit points, right? Now that is your science that you believe in as a black person, monkey. Your religion is, if science comes from them, and that is your complete extermination. Complete victory, nigga. Did you understand what I just said? You gonna bibbity bop your head up these streets all the way up in life until you realize ain't nobody playing in this world but you. You almost there. You almost there. Ain't nobody playing but you. There's the kick side. You people who believe in them ancestors, and don't worry, you're gonna believe in the ancestors. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? Right there, Neptune and Pluto. And that right there. They did. That's called the occult. That's putting foreign gods. That's why in our world, God tell us not to do it because thanks to you, we now know you put foreign gods. You believe in your own extermination. The Bible is written just for us people to understand in these times. This is crazy. I thought y'all was crazy. Y'all ain't crazy like Eminem said. You ain't crazy. You just scared to see the truth. You been in the Krebling Christ. Press one, they don't even know what that is. They in the Krebling Christ. For how long? You ain't even realized it yet. Only thing you realize is you listen to rap, you walk up and down the street, the police come, and it kind of reminds you of the past. It don't hit you till you get to jail and be like, wait, this slavery. Oh, hell no. Yes, sir. Live and well. I'm going to break you down into what I tell you about your nose too big. You breathe too much. You causing carbon green problems. You're making the ice melt at the walls in Antarctica. The polar bears are suffering. We're going to call this and label this. What's that shit? Green what? Yeah, and that's called they breathe. We got to make it scientifically so that if they breathe, what's the word that they use with the little white girl with the pizza? Listen, if they breathe wrong, look, that's how we solve problems in science. Hit the like button and subscribe. You get it? We solve these problems. We make the problem go away in science. They believe in our science. I said these people not only slaughtered millions and millions like the Rock say, they ate people like barbecue. That's why they rather tell you the slavery story. Because they don't want to tell you. They ate people like barbecue. The 4th of July, assholes, you better wake up in my classroom. The 4th of July is a ritual about the burning. This is in the bloodline. This is in American history. It is not about no great battles between the 4th of July is about burning. Barbecue. Ribs hit different when you know what they was doing back then. The sisters say they kicked the heads off of. Took their teeth and made their own denture. Took their clothes, put them on, took pictures, walked around clueless. Creating all type of distorted history. See, that's what you learn if you've been in KevRow cinema class. See? You got to see, there's history, cinema. I'm just organizing myself. Cinema. You know. Damn. Man. And what was the after effect? All nations will take part in that process. When it's all said and done, there will the point of this is total eradication and the dethroning, the taking of their assets, just like they brought up in little Helen Keller. And you like, man, that's crazy. The same shit, but worse. You thought Helen Keller was real? Then watch this one. I got a story to tell. My people. See, because these people ended up being brought here in America and assumed positions of power. Like Elon Musk, bro. You know, Elon Musk's family is from this stuff. Y'all know these people, presidents, all their families is from this stuff. You know what that means? That mean bro, God is good. That's what it means. That's what it means. God is good. These are the people who came over to America and destroyed black communities. Why do you think them people were so mean towards our people who was just lovely people walking up and down the street? Why do you think that? You know what? You never did think about it. Why they so upset? Why was they so hateful, man? They're just the white man. No! Not just the white man. There's a whole explanation behind it. Damn. I wish it was that damn, it was the white man and his nature. Oh, really? Oh, well, we should just shut the fuck up because that's just the white man and his nature. No. There's so much more. The perfect Negro they want to create. Candace Owens, you're next. The same regime you became a black Nazi. No! The like button and subscribe. Y'all wasn't expecting that. But sorry to let you know, sister. That's their motherfucking Gillespie. See, this is what they want out of us. A black Nazi. Hit the like button and subscribe. Y'all want to know fires is going on? Yeah, this the end of the world, champion. I told y'all to brace yourself. I told you. Yeah, this the end. Man, so you got to know the truth. They just what they want out of you. And she don't became this. The same people. Now she an example. A footstool. Press one. Now her ass is an example. This is how you can lose your composure. Come down on all our black people not understanding, sister. The same people that came with the science, sister. Are the same ones lined up right here taking pictures. Are the same ones who threw up Nazi signs right there at the Vatican. In Italy, you know why? Candace. To destroy Negroes. To destroy them. You went over there and just ran amok. Thought you just found George Farmer. His name is Dr. Kevorkian. You know? And that's hard to accept. That's hard to accept, bruh. You can't run from that. You just became a Catholic and you always on the wrong side. You running from the truth. And the truth will make you free. You don't even got a choice. You ain't even got no choice. The truth gonna make you free. As free as I'm speaking right here. Free. Don't that make sense, people? You become a black Nazi. See? Like Corrupt and Daz. Press one. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all don't see Corrupt and Daz? Press one. Daz and Corrupt and Daz, nickels and pennies, £10 of hams, double up the dope. Press what? I told you. Look. Fake black Nazi, black Nazi, black Nazi, black Nazi, bro. Black Nazi, bro. Just black. How and why? Through different means. It's a cold world, family. Going back in time, which they don't want us to because you're going to start to realize, wait, all these people are from Italy and shit? Italian. All type of thing. You don't believe me? Italy, y'all keep comparing to us black people. They not like us. Bruh. These people crazy. You don't believe me? Put the video. This is in Italy. I don't know what y'all talking about. Italy was the Nazis, bro. Now wait a minute. Didn't they hand y'all over to the Italy to fight an Italian front with the Hellfighters in the World War One? We never fought for America. No. When we signed up to be American soldiers, they transferred us to Italy. You didn't know that? Ah, wake up. Wake up. I'm trying to tell you. When you signed up, they stole the pensions, the names, the bank accounts, this one, that one. Boom. Broke your family up. Now y'all off to war, remember? But what's going on in America at the same time? Russian Revolution. Well, they said Russian Revolution going on over there. But the wobblies and shit going on over here. The overthrow of black towns all over America. No, it's the same play, just a different day. Italy they fell to the Nazis, remember? Damn. Do you know what that means? Y'all became POWs immediately? Wow. Wait. Y'all became POWs? Yes. Immediately. As soon as you signed up, it was a death trap. Millions. You had J.P. Morgan owned the ships that they were traveling on. J.P. Morgan Incorporation and banking empire is who transferred the accounts, who solidified the deal. You know, the New Deal. Remember? This is how this extermination program works. Shout out to Anthony in my Cash App. If you support the broadcast, hit that Cash App. If you in the bungalows, hit the like button. Look. Yeah, that's what's up, man. But you just don't come in here blurting things because we don't really care about none of the stories you got to say. Really, I'm just working on Kev. Yeah, this ain't the place where you just leave sentences in my shit and tell me your family nothing. You're not here to make friends. You're here to learn. You're not signed up. That's what's up. You don't support. That's what's up too. I ain't tripping. But you're not about to be in my chat room fooling around, talking about your family heritage. We don't know you. We don't know you, nor do I care. Only thing I care about is what this sister talking about. Listen up, little man.
Leather shoes, leather in general. You didn't know that they put your hair in the furniture to stuff it. You don't know who you're messing with. You don't know who you are also in the world trying to integrate with. But it's not your fault. The information was definitely erased, policed. You weren't allowed to know it. And now you don't know. So what are you going to teach your kids? Nothing. So what are they going to do? Go into a world also not knowing even less than you. Buy these books, pass them down, so your generation, your lineage can understand and know who they're going out into the world dealing with. They were her property. The Willie Lynch letter, the Delectable Negro, and Slavery by Another Name.
The Delectable Negro. Press 1. Wow. See? See? You the Jew. You the American Jew. Horror story. Damn. Damn. So, with the delectable Negro and all of these things, like, what? The war was always against you. You just didn't know. We just don't know how because it's broken down. It's like they laughing in our face with it because it's prevalent, you know. But that's because we're in the world of white supremacy. We were born into it. They switched places with us in like by way of science. Who's their God? Albert Einstein. Was he with the Germans? Yes. Press one. I told y'all this. This is Hitler's world, bro. This is bro. KevRow. This is y'all religion. This is how y'all was handed over. This guy, man. Destroy. Help the Nazis and Russians and communism come up with a scientific theory on the destruction of Afro-America. They got all of these war stories about the Harlem Hellfighters and all this, but it's like that movie, The Manchurian Candidate. It's like a blueprint of the story being retold, like recanted, like on some like manipulation shit. Like, hold up. And then we won the war and we beat the Nazis. Wait. If we're under the control of Italy and Italy is under the control of the Nazis and we're full control of, press one, they won the war. And they all came over here and celebrated as Americans. Hit the like button and subscribe. So, the delectable Negro, make sure you do your research on that alone. That is what you're going to really be like into. You know, if you want to understand the psychology, I guess. Ooh, this is some cold shit. Ooh, this is cold. Here, let me see if I can get a... Let me see if I can get a... Gotta go to my Discord real quick. Pull up a video. See if we can get some audio about this. Set this up just right. But yeah, Albert Einstein, and by way of science, is their like religion of white supremacy. Let's listen to the delectable Negro.
You know what the most dangerous thing in America is, right? Nigga with a library card.
This is the Most Dangerous Thing in America podcast, the show in which we read books by black authors and they're talked about by a black author. And you can listen if you are black or not black. That is okay. This week on the podcast, we are reading The Delectable Negro by Vincent Woodard. And the subtitle is The Delectable Negro, Human Consumption and Homoeroticism Within U.S. Slave Culture.
Boom. American Cannibal. Hit the like button and subscribe. See? This is the good work. Now you about to see binding. See, I just been breaking this stuff down. I'm glad that I've I've come to grips with like, okay, this is how, okay, okay. One man's war, huh? Okay, I'll do it. Ah, yeah. Let's get to it.
In the early 1830s.
Let's get to it. The Black Holocaust. Now remember, stay accurate in your brain as much as you can. You need help, ask questions. You'll never get the right answer if you don't ask questions. You need to be able to ask questions because we seen people pretend like they know and they been paying attention. Then Kev hit them with the, bruh, hit the like button. And we all know how this plays out. So it's on you. It's on you. Let me see. Let me help y'all out a little bit. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up. Let's go. Let's go with this. What is this? Okay. Let's play.
But amidst the outrage and grief, a sinister plot unfolded. A doctor driven by morbid curiosity and greed secretly collected Attic's body, taking a portion of his skin without consent or respect. The doctor, John Warren, in the chaos following the Boston mass killing, Crispus Attucks' lifeless body lay on the ground, his sacrifice fueling the flames of revolution. But amidst the outrage and grief, a sinister plot unfolded. A doctor driven by morbid curiosity and greed secretly collected Attic's body, taking a portion of his skin without consent or respect. The doctor, John Warren, saw an opportunity to profit from the martyr's fame. He tanned the skin and sold it to a bookbinder, who crafted a small notebook from the gruesome material. Warren's plan was to peddle the notebook as a macabre souvenir, capitalizing on Attucks' legendary status. The notebook's inscription, made of tanned skin of the Negro whose execution caused the War of Independence, was a cynical marketing ploy, meant to entice buyers with its association with the American Revolution. Warren cared little for the symbolic significance. His goal was to line his pockets with gold. Attucks' skin, once a part of a vibrant living man, was now a commodity, reduced to a mere curiosity for the morbidly fascinated. The notebook became a dark symbol of exploitation, a stark contrast to the heroism and sacrifice that Attucks embodied. Today, the notebook resides in the Wellcome Collection in London, a haunting reminder of the callous disregard for human life and dignity that can accompany even the most noble causes. In today's video segment, sorrowful as it is, we're going to delve into the most dark and disturbing chapter of human history. A story of exploitation, cruelty, and the commodification of the bodies of innocent blacks who were stolen from their continent and shipped aboard the Atlantic to a foreign land, terribly tortured, enslaved, and as though not enough, whose bodies were, to the very extreme, utmost degradation.
You see, but this isn't brought from Africa and done this way. No. This is done here. This didn't happen to them. No. These Africans came with the European. No. See, this is, make sure you stay focused. These Africans came with them on a ship. They got you way beyond legal memory. No. This happened with the blacks here in America. They became a club. That's what I'm exposing, the Black Holocaust, not slavery. But you see how intertwined the story is. Let's go.
Used for the leathers of shoes, bags, wallets, furnitures, wristwatches, and so on and so forth. We will explore the history of black leather, the people who were affected by it, and the lasting impact it has had on the lives of black people today. Before we go on, do not forget to support our work by hitting the thumb button. Share feelings in the comment section below, and share video with friends
Sometimes
and
that's all we know,
to keep
though.
spreading our eye-opening black narrative. Also, kindly subscribe to stay tuned in if you are yet to. Let us dive in. Imagine to ever learn that the skin of certain humans were at a time harvested like animal hide, processed into leather, and turned into everyday goods. This is the dark reality of the transatlantic slave trade, where enslaved Africans were subjected to unimaginable cruelty.
Not enslaved Africans. No. That would have been, that stuff would have been died out. No. That's the cover story. You don't have a name in Africa. Now, this was done to Negro Smith, remember? 1900s, when they burned up all the black towns and said, if y'all come out them houses, we're going to gun y'all down. Many people tried to escape the last mass burning, and they were gunned down. But most of the people, they died in their homes. Carbon monoxide and all, it shit get retarded. Let's go.
And exploitation. In the early 19th century,
No, not Hebrew. No. You don't have this made up theory. That's not you. No. These are the American sovereigns and freemen. This was done to them. Destroyed all over America in the 1900s, late 1800s and early 1900s, to give those blacks and those foreign whites who are all Africans Americans. All of them are African American. Not you. You American American. You the real ones. Let's go.
Disturbing practice emerged in the transatlantic slave trade, where the skins of enslaved Africans were harvested and treated like animal hide to create leather goods. The use of black people's skin for leather, books, furniture, and other materialistic things has been in constant existence since the early years of the 1800s. It was a disturbing and well-documented historical practice.
Let me ask you something. Were y'all dressed like this in the 1800s? No. Y'all owned all of America. So this had to be done very strategically and not on no boat from Africa.
During this time, enslaved Africans and African Americans were subjected
That's why I told you, stay in time and you're going to realize Tariq Nasheed, all of these African and foundational black and all of this, these are all bullshit ass federalized money grabbing scheme. Don't do it. Aline Bay and this one Aboriginal and this one and this one Greek. Black Hawk Indian and all of this madness, bro. It's all genetic manipulation. It's all craziness.
Unimaginable cruelty, and their skin was harvested after death or killing to create leather goods. This practice was particularly prevalent in the southern United States, where slavery was most prominent. Between 1526 and 1867,
Hold on, before we get to 18, see how you went back in time? And then 1857, we got whole black towns. See? We got whole black in the south and the north. One, because this shit wild. But that's the slavery story for you.
12 million enslaved people were forcibly brought to the Americas, with several million others dying during the brutal journey. Little were we told that those blacks who had died in the Middle Passage, whose bodies weren't discarded into the Atlantic, were preserved to further accomplish the inhumanity and barbarism towards the black race.
Whose bodies wouldn't survive. They wouldn't have had no slaves, nigga. Press one. They was killing them. Their names and bodies are attached to pensions and names in over there. We gotta kill them. As soon as they got to Europe, all the African Americans attacked the American Negroes. They attacked them and started killing them in Iberia. We built that. They're in collusion with the Russian brigade. That's what I'm on. They're in collusion with them. So when they get here, it'll already be done. And boy, did they come. Yep, walked our boys right into a death trap and stole their inheritances, their pensions, their trust, everything in the banks, and destroyed America. Got they people running down in bunkers While y'all people like, what's going on out here? And then, boom. What the fuck is that? Them. Where all the white people go? Fallout, part 1. The first one. See? I don't believe in the slavery Oprah Winfrey story. No. This happened this way because I see it this way. Them Africans didn't have no trust or nothing worth stealing just because they was on some racial nothing. This is Adolf Hitler white supremacist corporation regime. And it was put on these freedmen. Those who didn't accept just died. You killed them. Took all their homes, took everything. Counted up as racial disputes. 1 or 2 people died. And just keep going. Sprinkle a little crack on them and keep going.
They had been turned into black leather,
Look.
a term used to describe the skin of enslaved people, tanned and treated to create shoes, belts, saddles, and even book bindings.
Told you.
This shocking practice was not only a manifestation of the
So all of these these straps that Hitler and them were wearing with their boots in these cowboy movies, they laughing in your face. Them hats was made out of leather. They belts was made out of leather. Their shoes was made out of leather. Their couches was made out of leather and Negro hair. The lamps that you put here to get light, the lampshades, made out of Negroes. Their ones. The meat that's in the refrigerator, yeah, that barbecue. This is the reality. Let's keep going.
Humanizing nature of slavery, but also a lucrative industry that profited from the suffering of others. The process of making human leather was gruesome, with enslavers harvesting skin and treating it with chemicals.
They want it to sound so long ago, so you're not really affected by it. It's like, oh yeah, that's why it's done in illustration. They got the real photos. You just see them as war propaganda or like civil matters. And you remember all them blacks in the early 1900s, they strung from trees and hanged and burned them up. Whew, that was a bad time in our lives. I'm glad motherfucking George W. Bush is going to be president, or Trump, or Elon Musk, or somebody. Because we move way past that because we're in the future now. You know, you're not in the future nowhere.
Similar to those used for animal leather.
Look.
This practice, known as the black leather.
This is what the furnace is all about. Forget the gas shit, the dye glock. The furnace is to rip your skin right off of you. Create, and you ain't nothing out. When they finish, ain't nothing but bones. That's skull and bones, remember? When they finish with you, you gonna be nothing but bones. Go ahead.
Started in the Americas.
Hey, Kev, so couldn't Atticus be ticked from... Well, yes. Well, that's what they were saying. Like in the show Lovecraft. But the more important thing is them burning up. Like the scene of them burning up and them putting that stuff like in a book and stuff like that. That's the real important. But yeah, stuff like that. Go ahead.
Particularly in the southern United States, where slavery was rampant. The use of human skin was first documented in the early 1830s, and it later gained momentum in the 1840s and 1850s as the demand for exotic leather goods increased.
Look!
This practice was mostly prevalent in the southern United States, where slavery was most prominent. Enslavers would tan and treat the skin of these black individuals to create various leather products, including book bindings, wallets, belts, saddles, and shoes. This process was widely accepted and even advertised in newspapers and catalogs, with some companies specializing in Negro leather or black leather goods. The use of their skin for leather products was a further dehumanizing act, reducing their bodies to mere materials for consumption. Companies and individuals involved in human tanning obtained the skin of people through a web of exploitation and violence. Enslaved people who died or were killed on plantations or during transportation were the major victims. They had their skin taken without consent or respect. Indigenous peoples were also targeted, killed, and exploited during colonial expansion, their skin harvested as a byproduct of conquest. The Negro Leather Company, based in
byproduct of conquest.
Philadelphia, is a perfect example of the legal
spoils of war
organizations involved in this gruesome enterprise. There, they would procure human skin from enslaved people who had died or been killed. On most occasions, they purchased the bodies of these individuals from people who were willing to sell them, or from slave owners at high prices. After purchase, they'll clean and prepare the skin, removing flesh and fat, and soak it in water or a solution.
Removing flesh and fat.
To soften it. The skin would be scraped or de-haired to remove excess hair or tissue before being treated with tanning agents like vegetable or mineral tannins. Once tanned, the skin would be softened and conditioned with oils or waxes to make it supple and workable. The company would then cut and craft the human leather into various products, such as book bindings, wallets, or belts. These products would be finished with additional treatments like dyeing, embossing, or applying protective coatings. Ever heard of the word anthropodermic bibliophagy? This is the word for the act of binding books with human skins. On hearing this, I bet the questions going on in the minds of some of you watching out there are, is there any such thing? Why would someone make these? What's in between the book covers used?
You know why? Because, oh my goodness.
Whose skin is it? What do they smell like? However, here are a few examples of books, among several others, that were binded with the skin of enslaved black individuals. Number 1, a copy of the book, Narrative of a 5 Years Expedition Against the Revolted Negroes of Suriname, authored by John Gabriel Stedman, 1796, was binded by the skin of an enslaved African man named Hottentot. Number 2, a book titled The Poems of Thomas Gray, 1798, was bound in the skin of an enslaved person believed to be from the Caribbean. Number 3, the skin of an enslaved woman was used to bind a copy of The History of Jamaica, 1774, by Edward Long. Number 4, a book titled A Treatise on the Diseases and Management of Negroes, 1795, was bound in the skin of an enslaved person, highlighting the cruel irony of using enslaved people's skin to discuss their medical treatment. Although most of the binding companies claim that they actually used the skin of these individuals in remembrance of the sufferings and sacrifices these individuals made, the majority of them had used it for their own private reasons, earning cash for themselves. This practice was mostly common amongst doctors, since they usually had the fastest way to get cadavers. In the 18th and 19th centuries, some doctors and medical professionals were involved in...
No.
The use of human skin, particularly blacks, for leather products, including bookbinding, through various means. They supplied skin from deceased black patients, often without seeking the consent of the person's families. These whites did not only use the bodies of their enslaved blacks for leather, but also the skins of black executed prisoners were not left out. They would bound their own books and manuscripts in tanned human skin, seeing it as a rare and exotic material. These evil white entrepreneurs did even advertise their services, offering to bind books in Negro skins, and were never out of customers flocking in their numbers. These medical personnel saw the skin of blacks as a commodity, rather than treating it with dignity and respect. They felt that blacks were in no way different from animals.
So every black person that dies becomes what? Product.
They ought to be treated as such. This practice was a reflection of the dehumanizing attitudes prevalent during the time, particularly towards marginalized groups. The involvement of medical professionals in this practice is a disturbing aspect of medical history. According to a report from the Philadelphia paper called The Mercury, an incredible report was released in the month of March, the 17th, 1888. It recounts the author's interaction with a man who proudly wore some shoe crafted from the Negro skin. The writer lists his acquaintance with various people who had the Negro skin, cigarette cases, slippers, and matchbook covers, suggesting that he was either taking liberties or ran in some deeply troubling circles.
I remember that 2 or 3 years ago, I incidentally referred to a prominent physician of this city wearing shoes made from the skin of Negroes. He still adhered to that custom, insisting that the tanned hide of an African makes the most enduring and the most pliable leather known to man. He obtains the skins from the bodies of...
But thou art rich. Damn. I gotta, whew, shit.
Negroes which have been dissected in one of our big medical colleges. According to him, the best leather is obtained from the thighs. The soles are formed by placing several layers of leather together. The skin is prepared by a tanner at Wommeldorf, 16 miles from Reading. The shoes are fashioned by a French shoemaker of this city.
This is how you hide the genocide. By turning, I don't want to hear about Queen Mommy. That's not what my class, they know we the 12 tribes of Yah. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to participate in your daydreaming with this we concept. They made commodities out of our people. I'm not daydreaming with Queen Mommy or none of you little dudes that come up in here. This is for my students. You're not a student, go play somewhere else. This is about the buying and how to hide the black genocide in America and when it happened. What's the distractions? What's the deceptions? I want to hear about those. When it's Bible study, make sure you show up. Until the end, then I'm in a total different class. Thank you.
Who knows nothing of the true character of the leather, but who often wonders at its exquisite smoothness and says that...
But I told y'all the black genocide was to turn the complete body into a profitable margin game. That's it. Diamonds, leather, asphalt. All this is made with our people's blood. Literal skin. You ever heard of pig iron? You ever heard of the Industrial Revolution? Huh? Boy, you got a lot to learn. I'm not here to play with none of them. They made all of the biodegradables is made out of. So if you can't speak, God is good. Sit down in the bungalow, have a seat. You know,
that it excels the finest French calf skin. The doctor's shoes always exhibit a peculiarly rich illustriousness in their
so when y'all see them in the 1900s, dressed in leather, pocketbooks, hats, clothes, mark my words, guilty, 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 guilty. That's not just a person in clothes. Oh no, let's get to it.
Blackness. He assures me that they never hurt his feet. The new pair he was using when I last saw him emitted no creaking sound and appeared as comfortable as though they had been worn for a month. Their predecessors, he told me, had been in constant use for 8 months. He obtains the skins from the bodies of Negroes which have been dissected in one of our big medical colleges. The best leather is obtained from the thighs. The soles are formed by placing several layers of leather together. Do not for a moment think that this doctor presents an exceptional case of one who puts human skin to practical use. Medical students frequently display a great variety of articles in which the skin or bones of some dissected mortal has been gruesomely utilized, and in bursts of generosity they sometimes present these to their friends, who prize them highly. One of the dudest dudes in town carries a match safe covered with a portion of the skin of a beautiful young woman who was found drowned in the Delaware River. It still retains its natural color. Another young man with whom I am acquainted carries a cigar case made of Negro skin, a ghastly skull and crossbones appearing on one side in relief.
I told you, the skull and crossbones is they say is the biggest Freemasonic club on earth, and this one is the internal secret of this. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. I got there. Remember Skull and Bones? All the dead bodies that they were standing on with their skull and bones, and that's where this stuff is made from. Everything is made from black people. Do you get what I'm saying? All of it. Shit, they not only made everything, they made everything. And that's necromancy. All of that leather, all of it is black bodies. All of the books, all them books you see for like 10,000, you don't know how these books is worth that much, and then this is black bodies. The rarest of rarest, purest form of diamonds is the closest genetic person that you're going to get closest to God. That was going to be broken down into glorious diamonds and put into crowns. But that's the head of that. That's skulls and bones. Skeletor. Remember? The crowns is made from niggas. They pavements on the road that they layered and layered over was made from the bodies of millions and millions of niggas. The steel that was used to create the buildings from the bodies of millions and millions and millions of niggas. It's called pig iron. How are we going to make billions of dollars off of them dying and they don't even know it? So that body made all it is. Wow. Kill them all. You see? No, not blood diamonds. No. Well, there you go. Thank you, Marty. I got you. Yes, blood diamonds.
Thus, said the writer in the report. But what does this say about our society when human skin is used as a commodity? Can this doctor truly call himself civilized when he wears the skin of another human being, whether it be black or brown or red? What is the true cost of fashion when it comes at the expense of human dignity? What kind of world do we live in where the skin of the deceased is used to make fashion accessories? But could doctors be the only ones involved in this? Definitely not. The American Bookbinders Company, based in New York, also used the skin of blacks, which they call the Negro skin, for leather book bindings. They would procure skin from various sources, clean and prepare it, and then tan it using traditional bookbinding techniques. The tanned skin would be softened and conditioned before being cut and crafted into high-end book bindings. On so many occasions, the skins of enslaved black individuals has been used for leather binding, Nanny's case being a perfect example of this. Nanny, an enslaved woman from the Afro-Caribbean, lived a life marked by hardship and resilience. She toiled on a Jamaican plantation subjected to the whims of her cruel owners. After her passing, her body was desecrated and her skin was removed and tanned. The plantation owner, a collector of rare books, sought to bind a volume in human skin. He chose Nanny's skin, seeing it as a macabre trophy. The bookbinder worked diligently, transforming her skin into a gruesome cover. Nanny's skin now encased a book, a constant reminder of the brutality she endured. Her story, however, didn't end there. The book passed hands, eventually finding its way to a library, where it remained as a haunting testament to the transatlantic slave trade's atrocities. Years later, a researcher stumbled upon the book, discovering Nanny's story. Her legacy, once reduced to a mere commodity, was finally acknowledged. Nanny's story serves as a poignant reminder of the enslaved people's struggles and the inhumane practices of the past. Amongst others, here are a few enslavers who used the skin of their slaves for leather products. Number 1.
This shit is wild. This is really wild.
To Europeans, and justified their enslavement. The use of an enslaved person's skin for leather products was a twisted display of power and control. It symbolized the enslaver's ability to reduce a human being to mere material, stripping them of their dignity and humanity.
If you tell them this, these people, you wouldn't think of these people having trust or accounts or freemen or nothing. But yeah.
This practice also highlights the commodification of enslaved people's bodies, which were treated as nothing more than raw materials for exploitation. The use of their skin for leather products was a gruesome extension of this commodification. Edward Long's actions demonstrate the depths of
So
cruelty.
these were more like bodies chained up so they don't move, and then shipped overseas, came back as leather product type shit.
And dehumanization inherent in the transatlantic slave
This
trade.
is wild, bro.
His willingness to use an enslaved person's skin for personal gain reveals a chilling disregard for human life and dignity. It was a way to profit from the bodies of the enslaved individuals, even after death.
So negromancy is real.
Number 2, Thomas Thistlewood. Thomas Thistlewood, a British plantation owner in 18th century Jamaica, is known to have used the skin of enslaved people for leather products. This practice was a horrific manifestation of the brutal and dehumanizing nature of slavery. Thistlewood's diary reveals that he used the skin of enslaved people to make leather goods, such as shoes.
Prisoners of war, not slaves of Africa. Yeah, with a prisoner of war, you have a name. You really have, and you're detached from that name because most people believe they're slaves. And then black leadership fell through, because they're in conjunction with them, to keep your mind off of the bankers and the people who have stolen inheritance, which is everyone. That's why everybody got things but you.
Belts, and even a pouch.
But everything is made from you. This goes back to even if, oh my goodness. That's why they all God's people.
He treated their skin as a commodity.
We get to it.
Devoid of any human significance or dignity. This practice was not only a display of Thistlewood's cruelty, but also a demonstration of his power and control over the enslaved people. By using their skin for his own purposes, he reinforced the notion that they were nothing more than property, devoid of human rights or dignity. Thistlewood's actions are a stark reminder of the atrocities committed during the transatlantic slave trade. His use of enslaved people's skin for leather products is a chilling example of the dehumanization and exploitation that defined this period in history. Number 3, William Byrd II. William Byrd II, a Virginia planter, and also a member of the Virginia House of Burgesses, who served as a colonial official. He is documented to have used the skin of enslaved people for leather products in the early 18th century. One such incident occurred in 1709, when Byrd killed one of his slaves, whom he referred to as Nico, during a confrontation. Byrd's diary entry on June 17th, 1709, describes the event.
Oh my goodness. I would have never thought. Like, come on, y'all did all this? Yes, sir. That's why I say they ate us. So, as we listen to these things of how they made products and byproducts out of you, let's give this a quick listen, because this is for my class. This is what we're going to be going into. This is the Delectable Negro. This is the psychology of these people, not only to make byproduct, but to eat you as well.
So, gonna hop right in. This is gonna be a 4-part podcast. We're gonna go back to back to back.
Also, for the students who checked in today, got to do my shout outs. Because from now on, as I said, Kev gonna be contemplated. I'm going to contemplate, but I'm compensated for my work and my team as well. And all year, I'm going to suggest hit that Cash App. I've hung out with a bunch of people all these years, bro. All these years, and they wasn't even, hey, D-Jack, they wasn't even supporters like that, bro. Yeah, I'm not that. So make sure you check in with your boy right here on my Cash App. My cash tag is Gills Gang. These are not in order, but they are the people who contributed up to this part. Shiva with a $20 contribution. Jamil, Ashley, the Independent Party, Anthony, Arca, Jason Harris. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. You know what I'm saying? Who contributed to this program. Shout out to those who still contribute when I'm on air, off air, who not mentioned. Don't feel no type of way, I got to support or don't. No. Support if you can. That's all I'm saying. Support the broadcast. And we're getting into KevRow University, a good year. For those of you who supported over $100 last month, 1, 2, 3, wait. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 13 slots in Royal Purple. They've taken up 2 or 3 of them. Press one. Make sure you get up with me so I can, if you do win, because there's only a few of us. So if you do win, I'll be able to send Bobblehead Kev directly to you. You know, I'm going to order it and it'll be sent directly to you. And that's going to be going on in class today. So shout out to y'all who've helping grow this platform. Shout out to Christopher Cook out there. Johannen, shout out to you. Mr. Augustine, another student, even if it's bungalow, you know, $2 don't feel no type of way, bro. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Just let me know you in class today and you're not just chatting like bungalow the gigolo. Press 1 just up in here talking just to talk. You got to let me know who you are to be up in here. You're not in the bungalow, so get out of here. Hit the like button and subscribe. I know my students. I keep trying to tell you, chat room people, I know my students. You don't come over here and try to puff daddy and make your way over here. No, KevRow University.
That was 4, right? And the reason is because it's only 6 chapters, but it's kind of awkward. There's an introduction and then 5 chapters, so that's not 6 chapters. That is in fact, no, there is 6 chapters. There's an introduction and 6 chapters. So it's kind of weird to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus the introduction because the introduction has so much in it. So on this first podcast, we're going to do introduction plus first chapter, and then we'll probably do 2 and 3 next week, 4 and 5 after that, and then 6 plus finishing thoughts at the end of it. And I just had a lot to say. I always have a lot to say on these nonfiction podcasts. And there's always just a lot to research and think about. So for this one, I would say I did more thinking than researching because what's there is pretty much what's there. There wasn't so much to dig up underneath what Vincent Woodard said. May he rest in peace. He unfortunately passed away after writing this book. So that's going to be the structure of the podcast. For this podcast, then, specifically, we're going to do the intro in the first chapter, like I said, and then at the end, I think I have 2 minor notes, and that'll be it, and it'll probably run longer than I want, and also there will be significant clicking, because there's a lot to highlight here, and I'll definitely be clicking around and going to pages inside of the document. All right, so, the Delectable Negro, in the introduction, Woodard lays out what he wants to prove. That's really what the introduction serves as, right? So, I mean, kind of like an academic paper where you have an abstract in the introduction. He's kind of just telling us what is to follow. And, I mean, that may seem obvious, but it's a little bit different than what you get with a lot of introductions, which are just kind of like bringing you, I feel like, into the world, not necessarily telling you, hey, here's this thesis that I'm setting out to prove. And I think the reason that Woodard feels like he has to set out to prove are consumption is cannibalism. These 2 things are interchangeable and they should be interpreted that way, and that is important, right? So that is an important concept to him. Now this goes back to me saying like the reason necessarily an important thing. I think most people view consumption, if you are inclined to view consumption as a thing that should be slowed down. Like if you think that we need to degrow, if you think that capitalism is wreaking havoc on the environment, on mental health, on physical brown people, if you think that's true, you probably don't need to be convinced or nudged very far to say consumption is capitalism. And really, who cares if you don't use the 2 words interchangeably if you already think consumption is bad, right? And then if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you don't believe those things, you're certainly not going to be nudged in that direction by this. So then who and what is this argument for, and what insights does it provide? That is what we will get to. The second contention is that black bodies were in high demand, right? So again, there's the part that is not going to be debated by mostly anybody, right? Like even if you are a virulent racist, you will admit that slavery happened, right? Even the dumb racists say it happened. They'll just be like, oh, it wasn't as bad, or everybody was enslaved at some point. But almost everybody will say that it happened, right? There's very few full-on slavery deniers. So that part isn't controversial. The controversial part, or the part that Woodard is going to try to prove, is homoeroticism, right? That this included and is affected by homoeroticism. Okay, so let's break down the introduction a bit more. My computer sounds like it's going to explode, but I don't think it's getting picked up on the mic, which is good. So here are a few of the critiques I have of those ideas that Woodard lays out in the introduction. The first thing is that, I should start by saying that every single critique that I have of this book in all parts of this podcast, and I hope I only have to make this preference once, are coming from the viewpoint of somebody who believes that slavery is horrible, right? And it's sad that we have to make that statement in 2023, but if you've ever listened to the podcast, you know that I think that slavery is terrible, and the repercussions of it have been felt up to the present day, and that's, to me, a non-debatable fact. So I'm only debating this as like an intellectual exercise, as a person who exists on the, whatever, if you have to say the left, or just the spectrum of person who believes that slavery was really bad. Not really a political talking point, right? Just a normal thing that and to be clear, I am liberal, but I do think that this thing shouldn't be tied to politics. It really has nothing to do with politics. Slavery is bad, full stop, boom. American chattel slavery, particularly horrible and worse than any other form of slavery. That's ever been on the earth. Done. That's the end of the argument. So, no one's arguing against that, right? And there are people who need to know how absolutely heinous slavery was. Most of them live in Florida. So, I'm not arguing here that, we don't need to learn about slavery. It's not what I'm arguing against. What I am arguing against is something that I'm starting to call, the Kyrie Irving corollary. Because for me, right, public school, born in 85, went to a public school in California. The version of...
That's something better. It's going to get more directly to the point. Look.
The Delectable Negro, Human Consumption and Homoeroticism Within U.S. Slave Culture.
Human Consumption and Homoeroticism
is a 2014 book by Vincent Woodard. The book explores the homoeroticism of both literal and figurative acts of human cannibalism that occurred during slavery in the United States. Woodard examines the sexual nature of documented instances of flesh-eating and details the various manners of consumption whereby Black Americans were metaphorically or actually eaten. In the book, Woodard defines consumption as a range of parasitic practices, including institutionalized hunger, seasoning rituals, and sexual modes of consumption. The Delectable Negro draws on Works Progress Administration interviews, advertisements for runaway slaves, and slave narratives. The book includes textual analyses of the works of Harriet Jacobs and Frederick Douglass, as well as an examination of the treatment of Nat Turner, whose flesh was turned into medicinal grease. Woodard died in 2008 and never saw The Delectable Negro published. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you...
How to eat them. The hunger. The urge.
Are actually eaten. In the book, Woodard defines consumption as a range of parasitic practices, including institutionalized hunger, seasoning rituals, and sexual modes of consumption.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If y'all don't hear this?
Black Americans were metaphorically or actually eaten. In the book, Woodard defines consumption as a range of parasitic practices, including institutionalized hunger, seasoning rituals.
That's why they made that Jeffrey Dahmer motherfucker the religious, or because he found a way to eat them. Remember Jeffrey Dahmer was eating people. Remember we found him in the House of Mirrors over there? Why? Because it's a religious practice. This is insane. This is insane. I'm so thrilled right now. I thought I heard it all, but after hearing this, I feel there's even more to be learned. Grateful for the end. That's not what you said earlier. What you said earlier, you said, okay, now what? So why are you grateful for the information now? You're not even in my class. I don't even care to hear you answer. Get up out of here, Consuelo. Get your ass up out of here. I heard what you said earlier. You feel me? And Ellie, I don't care if you knew. Sit down in the background. Thrown out. I'm not playing this year at KevRow University. I don't know y'all. I don't care to know you unless you're a student. I don't care to see your emoji waves, how you feel today, and all this extra stuff. Listen, little person that's not a student here, you're not important. You feel me? You're not important here. No. When it was time to do all of my content to get people to understand, I hope you was here to pay attention and understand. I just hope. Now I'm moving into my phase. You feel me, Tracy? I'm moving into Kev, Mr. Motherfucking Gillespie. Don't play with me. I don't care to see your emoji. I don't care that you want to show up late and when you just got here. I don't care that your grandma read a book and now you saying it in my chat room. If you're not staying focused on this subject matter and saying anything of relevance, you getting blocked. You gonna hang out with them niggas, loose cannon and them. Thank you. And 100 whack 100 entertainment goons.
Modes of consumption. The Delectable Negro draws on Works Progress Administration interviews, advertisements for runaway slaves, and slave narratives. The book includes textual analyses of the works of Harriet
So
Jacobs.
what we gonna do in science class is find all of the science of breaking down the black body, the alchemy of it all. Mercury rising. It's time to get serious about yourself, not me. I'm cool. I'm straight. I got my lesson. I'm getting better. Again, if you are a contributor to this program and your name is on this spinner, I'm spinning it today. So make sure that you don't just have me spinning for nothing. Make sure you're able to receive a bobblehead as well, because a lot of people be playing like, no, I don't really want it. Like, why did you make me do this? Why? So let's get it done. Let's go. Let this information, whatever.
Rick Douglas, as well as an examination of the treatment of Nat Turner, whose flesh was turned into medicinal grease. Woodard died in 2008 and never saw The Delectable Negro published. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to view more of our videos.
So pretty much they barbecued them, ate them up. Add that into the repertoire. The genocide ain't just, oh, they did this to us. No. They created leather and everything out of the dead body. But let's include ate them. They ate our people and found different ways to market and make capital off of our people. All of this is done probably by the coroner's office, the medical bill. They probably say, damn, this body is worth. You never know. Coffee and Kush TV, I love y'all. Thank y'all for the support. I got up here and started doing this. I hadn't even ate my breakfast yet, and you know what? I'll leave the phone lines open for the next 10, 15 minutes. Let me know what you think about the program, about this new episode that I'm now doing called American Cannibals, the Delectable Negro. Ain't that the same? Let me know how you feel about that. Let me see. Because, if we can be done with class early, I love it. What do you feel about the Delectable Negro and the ongoing slaughter and what it all meant? Why did they do this? Understanding the why. Why did they do this? Roads was paved with the biodegradable bodies of millions and millions. Like Genghis Khan, millions? Yeah, the same thing. And the United States federal government at the highest levels are responsible for this, just like I've been saying the whole time. They're responsible for this. Up, just got confirmation. Got to thank Shiva. Somebody help me out here. Thank you. Don't leave me out here. Press 1. Don't leave me out here. That's right. Thank you, Shiva. Yep. I'm everybody getting a shout out because bro, don't leave me up here. I'm fighting for everybody. So help me, nigga. This is what I care about the most. Shit. Motherfuckers acting like they care. All right, show me. Show me. Don't come over here playing. Show me you give a fuck. 1898 print cannibal dwelling Chicago U.S. Fair huts. Up there. See? It's always going to lead back to the World's Fair. Look. Thank you for this. That's people do the research. This selling for 40, 50 bucks. It's a cannibal hut. This is the cannibal dwelling. There's the original 1894 half-tone print showing dwellings of cannibals. Although those Polynesian island dwellers no longer practice cannibalism, you can just stop eating it. Shit. That's what I'm talking about. Find it in history class. Help me, help y'all. Damn. All righty. Damn. 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 That's why all this shit happened at the World's Fair. They had to get you to the fair. Catch the trains to the fair. Low fare price. Lowest price on the trains was to the fairs. What the fuck?
Because of my kidneys, organs.
Oh shit. Remember this, y'all? Remember this? Oh my gosh. I now see exactly what the fuck we in. Look.
Wait, you can sell me for how much? 100 million?
Yes.
Because of my kidneys,
Yes. Everything.
organs.
Yes. Fine. And your eyes also can sell it.
Wait, you can sell me for how much? 100 million?
Yes.
Because of my kidneys,
Yes. Everything.
organs.
Yes. Fine. And your eyes also can sell it.
So they've monetized you. And yeah, they've monetized our people to the point where they're alchemically broke us down to a byproduct. So, um, the black genocide is real, and it may be still going on right now. It's still going on right now. It hasn't stopped. Hasn't stopped at all. You are the biodegradable hazard, the green problem, the carbon monoxide on the planet type shit, to where they scientifically have to agree that it's genocide is imminent. We've got to destroy them and keep them. So being black, anyway, legal affairs is the breaking down of God's law. So addressing this is going to take a serious mind, a community of supporters, and people who are willing to be brave and do research with Kev and pay attention in class and take part. Other than that, it's not worth it if you're not understanding. I'm not here for you to just press one. I'm here for you to use the language for you can speak. Once you are able to speak, you can comprehend things, and I can see that, okay, this is what I'm working with. But as long as you just sit there and pretend and keep pretending like you understand, that's cool. But you're not fooling nobody but yourself.
The dark
legal.
sentences.
Undoing God's Law. This is from 1893, Dictionary of Arts and Sciences, Encyclopedia Britannica. So legal, translated, literally means undoing God's law. So are these people anti-God and anti-Christ? The answer is yes. Legalese. The legal words, language, terms, and meanings, either written or spoken, and combinations of them that deem something as illegal, meaning undoing God's law. A style of writing or speaking heavily emphasizing the abstruse technical vocabulary of the law to the point where a speech or document may be incomprehensible to non-specialists. You see, they're doing this on purpose. Oh, and that was from Wordnik, okay? They're doing this on purpose so that we're confused. Let's read this again. A style of writing or speaking heavily emphasizing the abstruse technical vocabulary of the law to the point where a speech or document may be incomprehensible to non-specialists. This is why we think that we need to hire an attorney.
You see that? Coffee and Kush, KevRow University. Thank y'all for the support. It's time for me to eat breakfast. After feeding the people enough, we're going to double back. I got Coffee and Kush TV, urban news, and reactions coming up on Channel 54, of course. I'm trying to get back here to further discuss these things, but you need to participate. If not, class is in and out, in and out. Shout out to y'all, and shout out to the people who support this broadcast. Coming back, Channel 54. And as always, family, I'll holla.